Welcome to Cheeky Crumbs. Today we're going to be making these beauties. They are custard buns and they have little kawaii faces on them. So let's get started. What you're going to need, 2 dots. For the custard filling, you'll need 1.5 tablespoons of custard powder, 75 grams of wheat starch plus 2 tablespoons of cake flour, 100 ml of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter, 65 grams of sugar, a large egg and an egg yolk. And for the bun wrappers, you'll need 250 grams of cake flour, 100 ml of milk, 60 ml of warm water, 1 teaspoon of sugar, a pinch of salt, and 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. And I will also be using this steamer, this bamboo steamer, and little paper wrappers. We're gonna start off by making our dough, and in our warm water, it needs to be about 35 degrees Celsius, so not too hot. We're gonna pour in our yeast and sugar. And we just wanna stir this a little bit. And then we're gonna leave this in here for about 10 minutes until it starts to activate. Now that our yeast has activated, as you can see, it has grown. We're gonna, in a larger bowl, place all our other ingredients. So our cake flour, and if you're using all-purpose flour, you need to add 20 ml of milk extra. So instead of 100 ml, you'll be using 120 ml. So we're gonna add our milk, the salt, and our yeast mixture over here. And now using your hands, you're just going to mix that up until it forms a dough. Now that my dough has come together, I'm just going to sprinkle my surface with a little bit of flour, and I'm going to take it out of the bowl, and you will have to knead this until it becomes nice and smooth and elastic. So right now it is definitely not elastic. So now that your dough is nice and soft and elastic, I have brushed some oil in my bowl and I'm gonna place it inside. And I'm gonna cover this with a towel. And the best place for me to prove is inside the oven with just the light on. And you're gonna leave it in there for 2 to 3 hours until it doubles in size. To make your custard filling, you're gonna, in a little pot, pour in your wheat starch and flour, your custard powder, and sugar. And just stir that to make sure you don't have any big lumps. Now on low heat, you're gonna pour in your milk and stir that through so that you don't have any lumps. Next, you're gonna pour in your eggs, which I have lightly beaten just with a fork, and you're gonna keep stirring as you do this, always on low heat. Next, you're gonna add in your butter, and you're gonna keep stirring until that's completely melted through and the custard is nice and warm. As it starts to heat up, you will see it starts to get more solid, and this is what we want. So you're just gonna keep mixing and stirring until your arm hurts. And it's basically, it's no longer a liquid, but more like a dough solid. At this stage, once the liquid is all gone, you're gonna take it off the heat and move to our work surface. Now you're gonna have to keep folding it over, just like that, until it becomes like a bowl. So as you can see, it's already getting a lot smoother. And you just twist it over and over until it all comes together. And you're gonna need to let this chill at room temperature until it comes to room temperature, and then you're gonna put it in the fridge for about an hour. Now that my dough has risen and it's been 2 hours, I'm gonna lightly flour my surface and put my dough onto my surface. And you're gonna want to just knead it just a little bit, just like that, so that it becomes nice and soft and smooth again. Next, you want to shape it into a nice log. So I've made my log and I have quickly divided it, and using a sharp knife, just going to cut your portions out. And I've made 12, and all I did is I divided by half, divided the halves in halves, and then each half into thirds. Now I've taken my custard out of the fridge, and as you can see, it's very workable. And all you need to do is divide it into 12 and just roll some balls. Mine are about 25 grams each. Yes, I weighed them. So now to make your bun, you're gonna lightly flour your surface just so it doesn't get stuck. And you want to start already with a quite round shape and just flatten that out. And you want to mostly work on the edges using a little rolling pin. The edges will have to be the flattest side of your disc. So it needs to be about 10 centimeters in diameter, just so it can hold your ball. And now we're gonna take a little custard ball, put it in the middle, and to close your bun, you want to start on one side and just kind of pinch all the seams into the center, just like that. And that's all gonna come into the middle. And then you want to rub it down, turn it over, and give it a nice little wiggle around and make it into a nice little bun shape. There we go. Cute! So here are my little buns. I mean, some of them look more like a brain, but some of them I'm pretty happy with. I mean, it's okay. So I've lined my steamer with my paper wraps, and I'm gonna place the buns in the steamer, and they're not all gonna fit, so I'm gonna cook them in 2 separate batches, but that's okay. And you wanna leave these in here for about 10 to 15 minutes with the lid on, just to rest. I've actually realized my wrappers have holes, and so to avoid any water coming in from the steamer down below, I'm gonna first put a layer of wax paper, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place my little buns. While my buns are resting in my steamer, I'm preparing in a skillet just a bit of water. So as you can see, it just covers my nail of my pinky. And this needs to go on medium-high, just so it starts to, well, create some steam and boil. Now that your water is boiling, we are ready to place our steamer. Make sure your pan is large enough to not completely touch the outside border. So we're just gonna gently place that in there. And this will have to steam on high heat for 15 to 20 minutes. Now that 20 minutes have passed, I'm gonna turn the heat off, and I'm gonna leave the steamer in the pan for another 5 minutes before removing the lid. And now the big reveal. Oh, they look so yummy. So while my other 6 steam buns are cooking, I'm gonna decorate these just because. And I've already done one, and it looks quite cute. So I'm gonna show you how I did it. Basically, I'm just gonna take one of these, and I have this edible gel. You can use an edible marker also. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place an eye over here, another eye over here, and then I'm gonna give it a little mouth So cute. And then using a little dry paintbrush, I'm gonna take some pink food coloring and I'm gonna give it little rosy cheeks. And this is super simple, but it just makes them so much cuter. I mean, anything with a little cute face like that becomes cuter. There we go. So I've just taken my second batch out and I just can't resist. This one's quite ugly anyway, so might as well eat it. Oh, yum. Oh, it smells like the original Lai Wong Bao. When I lived in London, I used to go to this place in Chinatown and eat Lai Wong Bao like all the time. All the time. I would go there at like 3 p.m. and just have this like a snack. Oh, this looks hot. Mmm. Oh my god. It tastes just like the original. Mmm, it's so good. So here they are, our super cute custard buns. And I've paired them up as little couples. So this one is in love and he's like, oh my god, I love you too. And he's super scary looking, and so he's like, whoa, I need to get out of here. This one looks a bit weird and frazzled and he's crying. These are like best buddies. They're like, we love each other. And he's like, oh my god, I'm so fun. And he's like, I know you are. So I hope you enjoyed my story, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought and what you would like to see me make in my future videos. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye!